Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's Janet, and if you're new here, make sure you hit that red subscribe button. Give this video a like to let me know that you're liking my content, and don't forget to hit that notification bell so YouTube can notify you when I upload a new video. And if you're one of my returning subscribers, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, it's going to be strictly a recipe video, and today I am going to make some white chocolate peppermint mini cheesecakes. So these are going to be approved so that you can have them on keto. They are going to be delicious, and instead of the almond flour that is linked in the recipe down below, I am actually going to be using the Catalina Crunch, the graham honey, and that is what I'm going to use for the crust, because as you most know, I am allergic to nuts, so I cannot use the almond flour. So this is what I'm using as a substitution. So let's get started. Alright, so we are going to take a muffin tin, and what I like using is some cupcake liners. So these are the Christmas ones that I am going to be using. They will make 6, and we are going to spray them with a little bit of olive oil spray first. Alright, and then we are just going to set these aside, and we are going to make our the crust that will go on the bottom of these. So I have preheated my oven to 300 degrees, and we are going to get started on the crust. So what I did is I used my coffee grinder to grind up all of the Catalina Crunch Honey Crunch cereal. So I'm just going to put that in there. It is a half a cup. Then we are going to use a tablespoon of sweetener. I'm going to use the confectionery sugar today. So this is the Swerve. We're going to put 1 tablespoon of that in with our mixture. Then we will need a dash of dash of cinnamon, dash of salt, and 2 tablespoons of melted butter. All right, then we are just going to add the melted butter to our crust ingredients. And we're going to mix all that together until everything is well combined, and then we are going to put them into our little baking cups. All right, and then once we put them in the baking cups, we are going to want to push them down. So I just have this. I'm not sure if it's going to work. If not, I can always use my fingers. But we're just going to put a little bit in each so that they will be the bottom crust. So now we are going to put them in our oven, and we're going to let them bake for 10 to 15 minutes. All right, while that is baking, we are going to make up our cream cheese. So we are going to use 8 ounces of softened cream cheese. We are going to use a half a cup of, you can use whatever kind of sugar that you want. I'm going to use the Swerve confectioner sugar, a half a cup, dash of salt, and a dash of vanilla, and also 1 egg. All right, we are going to whip this up really, really good until it is all well combined. So our crust here, our graham crust, is out of the oven, and we are just gonna let that cool before we put our cheesecake filling in. But in the meantime, we are actually going to add to this. I had melted some of my Lily's peppermint white chocolates, and I'm just going to add this to the mixture. And you can do it either way. You can either add it to your cream cheese mixture, or you can do another layer on top. I'm going to add it to my mixture because I want to get kind of the flavor all the way through. So I'm just going to add it here, and then we're going to just quickly stir it all just to get that white chocolate flavor in with our cheesecake. There we go. Now we are just going to wait for just a couple minutes till these cool off a little bit more. All right, these have cooled off, so what we are going to do is we are going to put our cheesecake all on top and put it back in the oven. is good. I do have some mixture here, but I'm just gonna put it in a little glass container and just have it like as is, because I feel like it would still be really, really good. I don't want to overload these because sometimes it's just too much of the cheesecake filling. So we are going to put these back in the oven for about 18 minutes. All right, so while we're just waiting for those, I'm just going to quickly crush a couple of peppermints. These are the Russell Stover's peppermints, just to put on top. Now, I wanted to also tell you guys that you don't need to make these like a white chocolate peppermint. You actually can make them just the plain cheesecake. You don't have to add any melted chocolate chips. You can make them plain and add like some blueberries on the top or strawberries. You can make any variations to cheesecake. That's the good thing. I just like doing this because it is Vlogmas and we are in the Christmas spirit, right? So I'm just gonna crush these for the topping of our cheesecake, mini cheesecakes, and then we will check on them in a little bit. All right, these are them out of the oven. So I kept them in there for 20 minutes because they were a little bit thicker, so I wanted to make sure that they were done. We are gonna let these completely cool. I am going to try to put on the little bit of peppermint on each one. I don't think it's gonna like stick necessarily, but we're gonna put it on there because we're feeling pretty festive these days, right, with a Vlogmas. So I'm just gonna put a little bit on each and let these completely cool. And then we will put some in the fridge, really let them cool. Then we will give them a taste. All right, so our cheesecake are somewhat, I think, done. They have been at room temperature and they've been in the fridge for a little bit. So I'm just going to unravel one and see how it turned out. Ooh, this is good. These cupcake liners actually worked really, really well for this. So these ones here are good because they kind of like separate and kind of make like the whole thing wider, if you know what I mean, rather than just a normal cupcake one. But I think this is the key to do it. They actually made, the ones that are in this recipe, they made in a muffin tin. I wasn't that brave. So I thought that I would use these, and I thought they're just like a cute little idea to have during Christmas time. These turned out amazing, you guys. I think that's like the perfect crumb, like the crust, and also the perfect amount of cream cheese. It's like 50-50. I honestly feel like sometimes when you have too much of one or the other, it's just, it doesn't taste right. So let's give these a taste, you guys. Oh my gosh. The cream cheese, I don't know if it's like adding the chocolate to it, but it is so light and fluffy. Really good. The peppermint white chocolate is subtle, and what I love. I think that's like really, really good for a cheesecake because cheesecake is already really, really dense in flavor. So I didn't want like the peppermint white chocolate to kind of overpower it. Hence why I didn't add any peppermint extract, but you guys can play around with this recipe for sure. And like I said, the only reason I used the Catalina Crunch, which worked out perfectly, by the way, is because I am allergic to almond flour. I'm allergic to all nuts, so that does not work for me. And I just wanted to try this out as a crust, to be honest, and it works excellent. That is the inside. Hopefully you guys can see that. It is so good. This is something that you're going to want to take to a potluck, or like make it for your coworkers so that at least you can have something. I always think of that if I ever do have a potluck, to take something for myself. Like I'll either take like a meat and cheese tray or some sort of keto dessert, or I'll take both, just so that I have something to eat, or especially at a gathering. Like I mentioned, probably Christmas Day I will have an off keto day, but you know, for other functions like Christmas Eve, or you know, the 2 weeks leading up to Christmas, there's a lot going on at our works and with friends and family. Make sure you take stuff that you can enjoy as well too. But this is so good, and I've never made cheesecake. This is the first time that I've made cheesecake. This is the perfect like serving size as well, because I was going to make a big cheesecake and I didn't have enough cream cheese, so I was like, you know what, I'll try and see if I can find like a mini cupcake recipe, like a mini cheesecake recipe, and I did, and I think this is the way to go, you guys, especially since it only makes 6. Perfect serving size. Oh my gosh. So I hope you enjoyed today's recipe. You guys need to give those a try. I'm so surprised. I know I say this in a lot of my videos, but I am not a baker. I am not a baker or a cook by any means. Like, I give my greatest effort and follow the instructions that I have on the recipe, or if I have ideas in adapting a recipe. But I'm so happy how things are turning out that I have been making, and I'm telling you, this cheesecake is so easy. You must give it a try, especially during the holidays. I don't think you can you freeze cheesecake? I don't know if you can or not, because I was thinking that's what I've kind of been doing with all of the things that I've been making during Vlogmas, is I have been keeping a little aside just to freeze it and have it during the holidays or between Christmas and New Year's. But I'm not sure if you can freeze cheesecake. I don't know. I know you can freeze cream cheese, like a block of cream cheese. Let me know down in the comments. Do you guys freeze like cheesecake or things that you've made with like cream and stuff like that? Let me know in the comments. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you hit that red subscribe button and give this video a like, please, to let me know that you're liking my content. Don't forget to hit that notification bell, and I will see you guys tomorrow.